Hello, hello, hello. Welcome back. Another episode of Andre in the Community. Yeah, just gonna throw in a little update here. I don't know if you can hear in the background the music. Oh, you probably can hear that. That has a lot to do with the topics of today's conversation. And I was wondering, should I do it in English, in Hebrew? End up doing it in English. It'll just flow like that, I guess. I heard something quite interesting today that Abraham Hicks, and it was about what to do with your mind, with your consciousness in your day-to-day life. Now, I like to live with the amount of this amount of purpose and this amount of intentionality with my life. So it's very natural that Abraham's teachings very naturally speak to me. So yeah, I have my little chamomile tea. This one is also with aloe vera and a pinch of honey. Delish. The honey really gives it that dopamine little thing. My hair is up like that. I don't know why I'm mentioning that, but why? Let's get acclimated here. My bed is a mess a little bit, but that's alright. Last time I spoke about the joy and ecstasy of going from not being in a community to being in a community. And today I'm gonna give a little update, yeah? It's been quite cool and interesting. It's hard to summarize it simply, but the place that my mind has been in today is thinking about the future. I am from the future. That was half Terminator, half Russian guy, for anybody who asks. I don't know, I wonder how I come across, like right now, watching this video. But maybe instead of looking at me, I'll move this to the side. And alright, I'll do... this is better. I think this is better. Yes. Feels good. Alright, you guys. Now we're going. Now we're cooking. Honestly, I'm thinking about the next thing. This morning I woke up and apparently for the whole night the Mexicans have been throwing a festival and doing fireworks, as you may have heard a few times and might still hear throughout this video. Now, this speaks to me in a few ways. Firstly, I love my sleep and I would like it to stay protected. But yeah, waking up at 6 a.m. to the continuous noise of non-stop fireworks, which are really loud and sound exactly like a bullet and like shots from a firearm, is no bueno. And I was quite frustrated and I thought, what can I do? I mean, it's so frustrating when you feel you're powerless, right? And a couple nights ago I already shouted at them, but that didn't help. Shouted at them. I just go up to the balcony and shout in the direction of the fireworks, but I mean, pretty stupid. But you know, what you gonna do? It's really loud. And then today in bed, so good. Today in bed, I was like, wait a second, I'm not powerless. Why am I doing all this mental exercises? Let me just get out. And I took my phone and I looked for flights and I found a great one in 12 days to Netherlands, Europe, Amsterdam specifically. And I booked it. Yes, it was instead of my morning routine, I was booking a ticket. But I booked the ticket. What can I say? I booked the ticket. But yeah, it was kind of not such a great start for my day. Then later in the day, I did my live. That if you guys speak Hebrew, if you are my Hebrew audience, feel free to tune into. Did my live. Uh, uh, was quite good, and it was right before me joining in on a what should we call it? A yoga class that this girl throws. Sorry, this girl throws in our place in the community. She makes it, right. She leads it, and a few days ago she was like, "Hey, do you want to do a collab? You teach some breath work and stuff." And I was like, "Sure. You know what? I ain't gonna say no to that. Some things you should not say no to." For me, this was one of them. I was like, "Okay, sure." And I was talking about it in the live. I was talking about some variety of things, but this was one of the things I was talking about, and I was getting quite excited about it because breathwork is something I'm doing daily and I'm very passionate about. Teaching this is definitely something that speaks to my heart, my soul, and my purpose. So, however, there were a few hurdles. For example, collecting the people or semi-convincing them to come was a bit challenging. Not a ton of people showed up. It was like 4 people, something like that, and like they had to be persuaded, and they came really really late. But at the end of the day, I started, and I walked them through it. And for the first time in my life, I actually tried guiding live. That was interesting because I've never done that before. I opened a few different types of music. I explained to them before what we do, how we do, why we do, and yeah, just went into that. And I'm so proud of myself for doing that like that. However, it was good. I feel it was good for me. However, by the time it was over, the class went back to the yoga teacher. Some things felt not exactly aligned, like this type of collaboration didn't feel like exactly. Something was not energetically working for me. The students, you can never blame the students, right? And every teacher knows that. You just gotta look inside. And for me, the one issue was that the students were so different. The people that came were so different from each other in their journey, in their familiarity with breathwork and meditation and somatic work, etc. Each one of them needed a private class, and I tried to put it all under one umbrella and give them all kind of the same exercise in a very big time constraint, trying to respect the yoga teacher. But honestly, I don't think I'm going to do stuff like that anymore, because I know that for any type of teaching that I'm transmitting, I need an hour. 1 hour, all right? It takes some time to intro and get people in the right energy and align and set the proper intention. It takes some time to get through the explaining, the teaching, and the earlier they are in their breathing journey, the more explaining, teaching, preparing there is to do. I mean, some people today were not ready for breathwork at all. For me, it's pretty clear. And it took me quite some time, and I'm still struggling with this specific aspect. I know so much in some topics. Why do I know so much about these topics? Not necessarily because God blessed me with this knowledge. That's not why. The reason is that I've spent so many hours obsessing over them. So many hours. Thousands of hours, right? Maybe tens of thousands of hours on some topics. Yet, I've also spent so many hours on the work of ego. And I did what was available, and I went with what the intuition led me. Many people today say you need to kill the ego. Ego is bad. Da 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 da. I'm not convinced. I don't know honestly, one way or the other. But what I do know is this: I'm very humble as a teacher, and it's true, and it's true, and it's true, and it's a double-edged sword. It's great on the one hand, but it's really not really serving me on the other. I'm not even talking right now about serving the student, because they come second. First of all is being able to transmit the truths that I have, that I came here to transmit in a way that is clear and that is precise and that is coherent and true to the truth. And with that, not taking enough space, not going for what I want in a clear way in my teaching, giving other people too much space, something there is missing. I feel I need to be more in a state of leadership, take more control, because people don't know. Honestly, they don't know. A lot of people really are so clueless. And the thing is, sometimes I am so clueless. So this is something that an ego conditioning exercise that I've done for so long, teaching myself, teaching my ego that whatever I'm sensing in the other, whatever I'm seeing in the other, this is a projection, it's me, it's something me, what is it here to teach me, yada yada yada. So I'm very humble, because my mind is sure and certain that's a good thing. But when I'm in a lesson, when I'm teaching something, that's not a time for being humble. That is time for being real, being true, being honest. Yeah. Yes, that's something I want to work on. And also, I started this talk speaking about Abraham Hicks. And it was really inspiring, because they said, not to dwell on what's missing, because people nowadays are too attached to the current reality that they're feeling and seeing with their senses. But everything that happened that I'm not really happy with is here because I'm growing, right? The universe is giving me what I need to grow more, grow further, become more than I am. And so every time I feel like a resistance or I'm bummed about something, it's really me knowing what I don't want so I can know what I do want, and seeing the future, what can be, what do I actually want. And that is so powerful. Even though it can feel frustrating and unfun, it is so powerful. Thing is, what Abraham says, which resonated with me, most people, they dwell on what's not. And you stay there for too long. There's no point in that really, because it's there to make you grow, to make you expand, and then you shall expand. Then the next step is to expand. But if you just stay there and stay there and stay there, then you have more potential for expansion, more potential, more potential, more potential. But like, how much of your day do you actually dedicate to expansion? And it's so interesting that I feel that it comes back to what I spoke before about the kind of teacher that I am, that I'm so humble. I feel that in a way I'm also humble in my expansion, always dwelling, and increasing the potential of expansion. Something about expansion requires you to set your gaze on the future that you want, on the reality that you want. It doesn't even have to be future, but on the things in reality that you want to take place, to manifest, to become true, and just set your focus on them. Make your mind crystal clear on them and live out of that vision. That is the solution. That's why when I came here today and I was completely out of it, like I was kind of tired. When I started this, I thought, let me turn on the camera and speak. But can I speak to that place, to the future? Can I speak to what I want, not necessarily to where I am? And it's tricky, and it's been tricky for me for years, ever since I've learned that thing, because there's always a part of me that wants to share the human experience as is, very honest, very true, as if I'm transmitting to aliens right now that want to understand what it's like being a human. But I guess all of us are alien in one way or another, trying to figure out what other people are experiencing, or even what we are experiencing. Have you ever heard somebody speak about something and you were like, damn, that's exactly what I was thinking, but I never found the words, and that's amazing. So there is a strong mission here, strong mission there in speaking the truth like that about what I actually experience right now. However, I am aware, as long as I'm beating the drum of what is, I'm just circling the drain, circle, 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 circle. Better to take the straight road ahead sometimes. Now, what do I see in the straight road ahead? What am I excited about? Let's make this part number 2 of this video. So let's together take a stretch. I know you're watching a YouTube video. That doesn't mean you have to sit and be in zombie hypnotized mode. Stretch your arms, stretch your body. Take a deep breath in. One more. One more. And release. Take a sip of your chamomile tea if you have one. Oh, present with every sip. And let's just rest a little bit, huh? It doesn't have to be so much talking. It can be a little bit of resting. Just be together. All right. Let me grab this. So. What am I excited about? Let me release a little bit more. Oh my god, that was tight. Here we go. I have a new hair mask, so it's hairy. Ay. Every week I go between wanting to buy some new mask or something for my hair and wanting to just take the machine and just take it all off. Anyway, enough performing. Let's get real here, huh? Today I saw a video and it was so funny because, as I told you, the morning was really shaky, kind of crazy, and who knows what came first, the egg or the chicken, the fireworks or my inability to get out of my bed and do my run and my meditation, etc. But at some point during the day I snapped into it in a good way. I went and done my breath work. It was almost noon, it was like 11. Done my breath work, was about even to take a cold shower and do another breath work, and I was on it. And then, you know, this little voice in your head that sometimes is like, anything new on Facebook, on TikTok, on Instagram, this, that, YouTube? You know this voice. You might not feel it now, or you might do feel it now, but you know, everybody knows this voice. It's a small voice. If you don't know it, get to know it. It's a voice, it's there. Part of me was like, what's new there on YouTube? And I was like, I recently re-downloaded it so I can do the live streams. And then I look around and I'm like, this guy is doing videos on the fact that stop trying to create retreats, instead try to create villages or communities, or I forgot what he called that, but the vision was grandiose, just in the type that speaks to me very much. So I clicked play, kind of started listening, and then I'm like, oh heck, it's exactly what I want. This is amazing. This guy looks pretty young, he's probably about my age, is living some sort of manifestation of my dream. Yeah. Moving out there in the world, from here to there, there to here, inviting people to live with him, renting big places, and living in community. And I was like, oh my damn, oh my god, this is amazing. And he speaks about how powerful it is to live and be around people that are truly aligned to your mission. And that was so powerful for me, because I'm imagining, what will it be? I already figured out I need to be in a community, and it does me really well. But to imagine the power of living around people, living around people that are so aligned, sharing my goals, my visions, want to build something big, that want to play around with money, and people that are very into their spiritual journey, meditators, breathers, people that do somatic work, adventurers, people that love nature, that love dancing, that love moving, that also love their alone time. Like right now, the fact that I'm retreating now to my room and recording this video, and a little bit bitching and moaning about the community, doesn't mean that it's a bad community. It doesn't mean that. But I do need this time from time to time. It just happens to be that I had some not so pleasant experiences today specifically. But I'm just imagining what it would be like when the experience of life that I feel would be normalized, right? That just feeling like my constant striving, wanting to make a difference, wanting to create something big, being really honest about my experience and sharing it, if it will be received from the equal place, if I will not have to make myself smaller, to not make people uncomfortable, or adjust, kind of meet people in the middle, so there is a more of a community feeling and space, and it's better to have a connection than no connection. But what about having a very precise connection? What about having people that meet you, amplify you, inspire you, and together, like, there's true co-creation? This word has been thrown around quite easily, but I feel it's a very powerful word. And I'm very happy to aspire to that. Soon I'll go to Europe, and I'll want to do a few things to set up camp there in a way, and I'm so excited about actually starting to live bigger than what I'm living right now. Like, I have great visions where I'm gonna live, who's gonna be around me, what's my routine gonna be like, what's my work gonna be like, what am I gonna make money of, what are my hobbies like, what is my energy throughout the day like, what do I wake up to, what do I go to sleep to, what do I spend time with, waste time with, what kind of music do I listen, play, what kind of music do I play, what kind of games do I play, what kind of playfulness brings out the inner child in my day-to-day life. This is goddamn fucking powerful for me, you know? And I'm excited about this nature around me, jumping in water and swimming and dancing and trees and climbing and falling and laughing. Wi-Fi, which is so good. And being able to be so clear on myself that this also translates to my work. And my work is so, what do we say? It's so, Like I can just work out of work gives me a sense of security. Why? Because I know I can continue day after day after day. I enjoy it. I feel I'm balanced. Nothing is out of balance. I'm feeling very aligned with that. And it brings me money. So I have so much and enough money. And I know how much money. And I'm good with money. I understand when the money coming, where is it going. I understand my limits and my restraints in my day-to-day life. I'm not just swinging it. I'm making smart financial investments. I'm investing. I am letting money go out. I'm letting money come in. It goes to work. It comes back. Has a cup of tea, chamomile tea. Having some real face-to-face conversation with someone, being intimate with someone, with other people, feeling that sense of tribeness and being just each of us kind of, you know how in Sims you have different stats, so all of us are kind of aligned in the amounts of stats we have. Even if we are a bit different, we are also completing each other. We are allowing ourselves to be vulnerable and meet each other in a way that is so true, with no masks. And we also are giving ourselves space and something so natural, such a deep breath. And of course, dear me, of course I'm feeling hard sometimes here in my day-to-day life, because I feel how much I expand and I feel my potential. I feel where I want to go, what I want to do, and I'm just like, damn. But hey, being inspired by that is so good. It is so good. To finish up, I'll just finish up with this. Today, while I was doing the live stream, I had a little whiteboard refrigerator session. If you don't know it, you gotta check it out. But a good old whiteboard refrigerator session, and I explained how. By the way, I didn't ask out that girl. The universe doesn't really want it to happen, I guess. She's cute, but what can I say? Transgression. Going back. What I explained today in my whiteboard refrigerator session, which is a very normal thing to have, is that right now, the way my calendar schedule, actually forget right now, I'm so inspired to have my schedule filled with things, and all of the things are not like circles or something. These are things, excuse me, that I scheduled in there and that I'm excited about. Different types of work, different types of projects, different types of investment in myself, in learning, different types of connection. Hey, different types of freedom and of doing nothing. But like a packed schedule is not scaring me, even though you think that it might, but it doesn't. Why? Because waking up and being confident that I can not even achieve something, but dedicate this time for that, this time for this time for that, this time for this, and taking all of my dreams and aspirations and ambitions and likes and hobbies and favorites and fun stuff, and spreading them out in such a way that I know they are slowly getting done. Oh my God, waking up like that is powerful, it's fun, as opposed to, okay, this month I'm gonna focus on this project, and now I'm gonna focus on that project. But hey, I don't work like that. I mean, it's very often that projects that I start, kind of something like I try to look for another one quite quickly. But what if I'll do just a little bit of each? All right, let's take a breath, everybody. Come on. I've been doing all the talking here anyway. You should do some talking. In the comments, feel free. You are welcome. I'm waiting for you to express yourself. Let's take a breath in. Release those shoulders. Breathe into the belly. Then the chest. And slowly out. One more. cleansing ourselves with each breath. Believing in ourselves, trusting ourselves, trusting the path, and that everything happens in the right time, in the right order, with the right people, right surroundings, and that we are expanding and progressing very precisely. Taking an inhale. Trust on the exhale. Inhale, loving all the way in. Exhale, loving all the way out. It's all love, my friends. It is all love. Everything. And may we be able to have more clear moments when we see it clearly, when we live in our purpose, surrounded by people that inspire us and that we inspire them, making the circle, the ring, making it flow, making it circular, letting it flow, letting it move, letting the water flow, letting the harmony go, giving, receiving, just living in nature, in love, in God, in one, feeling that unity, understanding that even though the path seems long and it seems confusing, scary, sad, not aligned, it's only what will make it a fantastic story. From that, we'll come back. From this, we'll come back to center, and together we will transcend. Thank you very much for joining me today. It was a pleasure. And I hope to see you again soon. Till then, my name is Andre. See you later. Okay, yalla bye.